24th anniversary Mayworks Festival for the People in the Arts. Tonight we're going to have a band from Brooklyn, New York, poetry, and also we will have Mata Dance, a contemporary group of dance in Toronto. Stay with us and enjoy the program.
Okay, first and foremost, can I just say that we have the most ridiculously good lineup tonight. It's out of control. We're gonna have a powerhouse show. I just want to remind people about the theme of the opening night of Mayworks, which is to celebrate resistance through art by workers and marginalized people. It's important to remember, we all know that these are difficult times, and we all know who is responsible for this economic crisis, and yet it's the workers that are being made and forced to sacrifice for the irresponsibleness of corporations' asses. And we all know who is responsible for the death and destruction in the Middle East, and yet those that criticize the occupation in Israel or the deaths of Palestinian people are deemed as anti-Semitic or are being alienated. And we all know that, just like what I said, that those that criticize Canada's role in Afghanistan are being seen as unpatriotic, which is obviously bullshit. And we have an environmental crisis that needs to be put on the forefront. And yet, through these difficult times, it's important to remember that art has always been the language of the people. It has always been a place where artists come together and link to social justice, social movements, create healing. Climbing poetry, Alixa and Naima. Give it up!
Y'all can clap along us. We're gonna clap a little faster. All right, ready? Yeah. We're gonna bring the energy real high up in this moment right here. Okay. Ready? I'm gonna go fast.
The truth we seek, let us speak what we know to be. Cause history is written by the victors and news is broadcast by the captors. Our desires are manufactured and our self-image is backlit by the glow of the TV and newspaper captions. Our inner children been kidnapped and are being held captive in classrooms that teach us that life's a transaction. They say Knowledge is free,
like the press. But the fact is, newscasters are truth snatchers. Bounty hunt fugitive jewels of truth and hide the loot up under the mattress. Embezzle life's treasures for war while the poor pay the taxes. Nah, freedom ain't free when the ruling class gets paid to be fascist. They say you can purchase democracy, and we got equal access
to living in this building
whose foundation is cracking. Cause the steeple was built in the basement, and the slave quarters were fractions of the whole picture of an equation whose math was done backwards and passed down through teachings that couldn't preach what they practiced.
So they use double speak
to keep us distracted with addiction, strip malls. Back the path that you came from. I, you and you and I, we all came from the same one. And if the captors, slave masters, newscasters, and war benefactors knew a love like ours, they would go thirsty with their lives and come to us for lost magic in their memory. And we will feed them when they come to us on their knees, way down from weaponry, begging forgiveness and water. We will share our medicine
until they weep
at the resemblance of our faces. They will remember our names, and their numbers will crumble to dust. Bankrupt, their blood money enough. And that there isn't enough to go around.
But our trust
gave me the courage to challenge their truth as a bluff. Their fiction is empty. The hunger is growing like stomachs swollen and rumbling. Revolution is a whisper that hears you coming. So ask. The answer
is yes.
No matter the question, so let it be peace
that echoes
in our breath. Exhale your soul's intention. Let your truth spread like wind and water, rippling out in all directions. We are the unfolding. The universe is our reflection.
My name is Alexa.
And I'm Naima.
And Alexa, Naima, there is such a powerful poetry. How do you create this poetry? Like how is why is so strong?
Well, as poets, we really see an important role that we have in the movement right now as storytellers and as media makers to help give voice to so many stories and so many struggles that are often, silenced in the mainstream media, for us to really be able to communicate what's happening in our communities, both the struggle and the solution, like our triumphs. And so we really are inspired to be alive right now in this time that's so ripe with transformation. There's a lot of, I feel like, devastation happening in our communities, but also great opportunity, great possibility to create something new. And so I feel like we get a lot of fuel just from, wanting to contribute energy and inspiration and imagination into the movement for social justice and economic justice and racial justice and environmental justice right now. And then also, in terms of the collective, spiritual and shifted consciousness too, in terms of how we see ourselves in the world,
And this book is so amazing, it's so spiritual. Every time I listen to this, it's like it goes into my soul. How do you do it so well?
I learned how to play in traffic when we were on our first tour. I was messing around with it, started beatboxing on it. I don't know, just for a little bit of time, some practice.
You did very well.
But yeah, I really don't know what I'm doing. Every time I do a song, it's completely improvised. Because I don't have a song memorized. Thank you so much.